Hello, friends. Welcome to Avanti Sessions. As today is our second session, and we are going to start with trigonometry. What do you say, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope everyone is there from English background. What I think, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Yes,
Yes,
in
ma'am.
ma'am.
the students who belongs to Hindi
Yes, ma'am.
background, their new group is created, and already they had class yesterday. So today is a class with English background friends. If any confusion with the batches, please connect with the QS manager, right? I guess they will give you another link for the group. So my dear friends, let's get started with the session. So let me first introduce what is trigonometry. Everyone know very well what is trigonometry. What do you say? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the meaning? I think everyone gone through it. Tri means three, gon means angle, and matter means measurement. So basically, it's a funda of three angle measurement figure. Oh, great. So, dear
Yes, ma'am.
friends, let's have a look why trigonometry is important for our target, that is JEE 2025. Everyone's target is JEE 2025. What do you say?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So when we go through the 224 papers of 2023, I already told you that there were 24 papers in only 2023, than in last year. So it means that contains 25 questions from only trigonometry, right? So 10 were excluded from the syllabus as the new NTA syllabus is launched. Everyone know new syllabus?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So it means 15 are there in our still in syllabus. It means we need not to worry that what will come in exam, right? So this will be the today's concept that we go through. We will cover the basics, defining cos theta, sin theta, then allied angles and some ratios. Then we will do their problems based on them. Then some PYQs. Then we will summarize it, and let's end with the DPP. Agree? So there is no confusion that how where the DPP we will find. We will have a DPP in your notes only. Clear?
Okay.
These are the today's topics that we're going to cover. Very first, let me know. Um, Everyone's know very well what is angle and why it is taken with x-axis. Yes, Aditya, can you tell? How many of you know very well if the angle is taken as anti-clockwise with x-axis, then angle is positive? If the angle is taken as clockwise, then the angle is going to be negative, my dear friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Knows very well.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if we're talking about 2 pi plus theta, it means if I have 2 pi plus theta, 2 pi means 360 degree, dear. Actually, I need cooperation for everyone so that I want to know that students are listening me. Dheeraj, yes. Do you want to say something? धीरज आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हो? Okay. So difference 2 pi plus theta, what it means? 2 pi means 360 degree. It means one full circle, it will be completed over there. Then theta, that means some angle is added to this 2 pi. So it's going to be 2 pi plus theta. What do you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. So already we thought that if the angle is taken as clockwise, then the angle is positive. If the angle is taken as anti-clockwise, then angle is going to be negative. Right, Pyasa? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So एक सेकेंड स्टूडेंट्स, अरे भाई कौन है ये हिंदी वाला, मुझे पता तो चले।
मैम मैं मैम
धीरज, ये हिंदी का लिंक भेजा तो है ना बच्चे, ये देखो। ये ग्रुप है, इस ग्रुप लोहित आप पोस्ट करेंगे फिर से? और धीरज आपको मैंने एक लिंक शेयर करा है, वही वाला हिंदी वाला लिंक है जो इसमें आपको ज्वाइन करना है. ओके डियर, गॉट इट? Okay, so let's get started with the session, dear. Now we are having two lines. One is 2n pi and another is 2n plus 1 pi. Can anyone let me know what it means? What it shows? Dear, 2n pi means n is going to be 0, n is 1, n is 2, n is 3, n is 4. Right? Can you think that when we are talking about even numbers, these are the even numbers, then you will come back to this positive x-axis. And when you're talking about odd number, that means 1 pi, this is 1 pi. And when you're talking about 3 pi, one full circle, then again 1 pi. Clear? So you will come to negative x-axis. Is my point is clear to you? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
So we know very well that what is cos theta? Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. Sin theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. What you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if we are having this theta, angle opposite, side opposite to this theta, that is called perpendicular. Side opposite to angle, that is called hypotenuse, and third side is base. Right? So if I talk about unit circle means a circle with center, whose center is at origin and radius is 1. Clear? So if radius is 1, then OP is 1.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have x, y, a point x comma y. P is going to be the point that x comma y. So if you're talking about this side is x and this is y, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you talk about the unit circle, then x upon 1 can be written as cos theta. Then x must be equals to cos theta. In the same way, y is equals to sin theta. So can you look at the figure and recognize when we are talking about unit circle, then cos theta and sin theta value will vary from -1 to 1. What do you say? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So here we got the value that cos theta minimum value is -1, maximum 1. And sin theta is also same, minimum -1 and maximum 1. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
So let's come to the point. Can you answer that cos 2 and pi, what it means? Two and pi means you're talking about even multiple of pi. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So cos 2 and pi means you are always talking about this positive x-axis. So on the positive x-axis, your angle will be equals to, of course, that cos 0, 1. Cos 2 pi, 0 means 1. So it will always remain 1. Cos 2n plus 1 pi, that means they're talking about pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, and so on. So it's going to be -1, dear. Cos n sin n pi, this means sine on x-axis, whole x-axis, it's going to be 0. What do you say?
Yes,
Agree?
ma'am.
So we are talking about two things now. We are having one odd function, another is even function. I think already known to you. How many of you know that f of minus x is equals to minus fx is called the odd function, and f of minus x is equals to f of x is called the even function, right? So sine theta is odd function. It will become minus sine theta. Cos theta is even function. It become cos theta. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
And next is about the ratios at after school to college. It's a basic from class 10. That's why I'm having a quick shot on that. After school to college means all ratios are positive. Only sine and sine's reciprocal cosec is positive. Third is tan. Here tan's opposite. Cot is positive. Then cos opposite secant is positive. What do you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So on these things, let's have a one question. It's talking about pi to 3 pi by 2. What it means? Which quadrant? Pi means 180. Pi radian is equals to 180 degree. So it means they're talking about 180 degree to 270 degree. And how many of you know very well that 0 to 90 is first quadrant, 90 to 180 is third quadrant, 180 to 270 is third quadrant, then 270 to 360 is fourth quadrant. Agree?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So they are talking about cos theta. It means it's giving me that base is 5 and hypotenuse 13. Then perpendicular is going to be 12 because we know the circle that 5, 12, 13. So tan theta will be equals to 12 by 5. Sin theta will be equals to 12 by 13. Cot theta will be equals to 5 by 12. Cosec theta is equals to 13 by 12. But one mistake is there. What's that? We are talking about which quadrant?
Third quadrant.
Third quadrant. And in third quadrant, what is positive?
Tangent
And
and
10 cot.
It means sine and cosec is negative.
Yes,
So it
ma'am.
will become 5 into 12 upon 5 plus 13 into minus 12 upon 13 divided by 12 into 5 upon 12 plus 6 into minus 13 upon 12. See, 5 and 5 cancel, 13 and 13 cancel, 12 and 12 cancel. It means 12 minus 12 divided by some other value in another denominator. So anything in the numerator becomes 0. So answer will be 0.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So today's most important and basically today's topic that we are going to cover is allied angles. Okay. Have you gone through trigonometry of class 11? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So uh, there was a concept in your trigonometry, and that was sine 90 minus theta, cos 90 minus theta, in the same way sine 90 plus theta, then cos 180 minus theta, so many. It means there was in total 48 formulas. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So everyone remember that? One fair same question is that Tiger Gaming. बच्चे can I know your name? आपका नाम पता चल सकता है मुझे?
इसमें मोहम्मद जुल्करनैन।
तो आपने जब क्लास ज्वाइन करा था कल, उस क्लास आपके ग्रुप में एक लिंक आया था कि हिंदी का ग्रुप अलग बन गया है, आपको उस पे ज्वाइन करना है, तो आपने कल वहां ज्वाइन नहीं करा?
नो, वो हो गया था मैम, एग्जिट कॉल एंड हो गया था।
ये मैं आपको एक लिंक भेज रही हूँ, आप उस ग्रुप पे ज्वाइन कर लीजिए और वहां पे अपने उसके लिए आस्क करिए कि मेरे को भेज दीजिए लिंक, ठीक है जी? वहां पे आपके उसमें लिंक उसमें दिख रहे होंगे, रमीश सर दिख रहे होंगे, रमीश सर को कनेक्ट करिए, ठीक है डियर?
रमी सर जी।
हाँ, थैंक यू. Okay, so dear friends, when we're talking about allied angles, have you crammed Harini that 48 formulas? Wow, Piyasa, what a good crammer you guys are. So Salfika says no. Anyone face difficulty in cramming that or still have a wrong formulas for implementing? So I have a good trick for you guys. So there, do you want to do trick or you want to learn, cram that?
Trick, ma'am. Because cramming we would forget it some days.
See,
So trick.
after 10 minutes, you guys can make formulas by yourself. Just have a look. See, we are having two types of ratio conversions. One was 90 plus minus theta, 270 plus minus theta, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Another was 180 plus minus theta, 360 plus minus theta. Nothing else was after that. So, how many of you said 90, 270, 180, 360? All are even numbers. Everyone agree?
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes, ma'am.
but I must say that 9 and 270 are odd. 18 and 36 are even. Then agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So when we are talking about this odd, ठीक है ना? Just for us, it's for trick only. ठीक है जी? When we are talking about 9, 27 are odd, then that time ratio will change. And how it will occur? Sine will changes to cos and cos will changes to sine. Tan will change to cot, cot will change to tan. Secant will change to cosecant and cosecant will change to cosecant. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the reversible reaction just as like your chemistry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
when we talk about 180 and 360, it means they look like even numbers. So there will be no change. Sine will remain sine, cos will remain sine, will remain sine, cos will remain cos, tan will remain tan. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's ready for the trick. What do you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone having any knowledge about that? Ki bhai, how ma'am going to apply the trick? I know already. I must happy to listen that anyone knows that. Okay, no chance. So dear friends, let me show you how many formulas look like. You are having 90 minus theta, then you must have 90 plus theta, then you will have 180 minus theta, and then you must have 180 plus theta, right? In the same way, 270 minus theta, 270 plus theta, 360 minus theta, and 360 plus theta. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in 90 plus minus theta, 90 plus minus theta, you go to net that sine, if it look like sine 90 minus theta, cos 90 minus theta, tan 90 minus cot 90 minus secant 90 minus cosecant 90 minus. Agree? So, dear, what you learned that ratio will change?
Yes, ma'am. It will change.
Ma'am.
So, sine will change to cos,
Cos,
sine,
cos, sine.
tan to cot,
Cos,
cot to tan,
tan,
secant to cosecant, lohi cosecant to secant. Agree?
C.
And
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you're talking
Yes,
about,
ma'am.
I think my if you on your mic na, my voice is getting doubled. So listen, 90 minus theta means you're talking about first quadrant. So in first
Yes,
quadrant, all ratios are positive.
yes, ma'am.
So they are also look like positive. So 6 formulas are done. Agree? Let's have a look another. If you're talking about 90 plus theta, then you're talking about which quadrant?
In second quadrant.
Great. So in sine 90 plus theta, then you must look like cos, tan, cot, secant, and cosecant. All the 6 ratios are there. So sine will change to cos will change to sine, tan will change to cot will change to tan, secant will change to cosecant will change to secant. Agree? But in second
Yes.
quadrant, Which ratio is negative? Which ratio is positive? Let's have a look like.
Sine and
Sine and cosec.
Cosec.
Sine and cos.
Just look at the left side. Sine and cosec will positive, rest all will be negative. So how's the trick? Confused?
No, ma'am.
Or it's workable? See, 180 minus theta, you're talking about which quadrant?
Second quadrant.
Second. And everyone's know that 18 is even number.
Yes, ma'am.
So ratio will change or not?
No.
No, great. So 180 minus theta, it look like this. And so if ratio is not going to change, sign will remain. Sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So my beautiful students, see which ratio is positive in the second quadrant.
Sine and cosecant.
So rest all will be negative. Any confusion till there?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Is it clear to everyone? So these are the 18 formulas. Rest you are having 30 formulas. Can you do it by yourself in the homework?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Right? So it means there is no need to cram the formulas. See, these are the questions and I need answers from you only. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So Gurmannat. Hi Gurmannat.
Hello, ma'am.
Gurmannat, sine pi minus theta. Pi means 180. Let me write it for you guys that pi is 180 degree.
Sine theta.
Okay, great. Because we are in second quadrant. Okay. Then PS is sine pi plus theta.
Cos theta.
Oh my god, you just missed. Pi is 180 degree. It's an even number. There will be no change in ratio.
minus sine theta.
Yes, ma'am.
Sine.
Sine theta will remain same. And you're in which quadrant? Pi plus 180 plus.
Minus sine.
Third quadrant.
Wow, wonderful. Great. So, Aryan, cos pi minus theta.
Cos pi minus 180 minus theta minus cos theta.
Oh, wonderful. Then it's a turn of Aditya. Aditya, pi plus theta, cos of
Cos theta.
cos theta. Harshil, is it correct? Aditya, pi plus pi means you're talking about third
Minus
quadrant.
cos theta.
Oh, thank
Minus
you.
cos theta.
Okay. Harshil, tan 2 pi minus theta. Friends, be active. I can take anyone's name and they need to answer for that. Harshil, are you there? No. Samir. Samir, tan 2 pi minus theta.
Ma'am, 10.
10. Okay.
Mm,
Harshit, we're talking about which quadrant? Hurry up, bache, hurry up. Minus. Okay. Samir, can you let me know which quadrant you're talking about? 2 pi minus theta means. 2
ma'am,
pi means 360.
Yes, ma'am.
Which quadrant then?
Ma'am, fourth.
Fourth. In fourth, 10 is positive or negative?
Ma'am, negative.
Yes. Okay. Then next question goes to be quick. भाई मैं नाम लेने वाली हूँ फटाफट. Tanisha. Tanisha, next. Sine 2 pi plus theta.
Sine theta.
अरे वाह. Let me give you one more trick. Note it down. Wherever you are having multiple of 2, pi's 2 multiple, just ignore that. It means if you ignore that, this will be minus theta, so minus tan theta. If you ignore this, it will be sine theta. Now it will having 3 pi plus theta, so we can ignore 2 pi, so it will become pi only.
Yes, ma'am.
So cos pi plus theta, which quadrant?
Second.
Third. So minus cos theta. Okay, so here it is 7 pi. How many I need to ignore? Multiple of
6
2.
pi.
Yes, so only pi minus theta. So Samir, which quadrant I'm talking? Pi minus theta means?
Second.
Yes, so second quadrant tan is negative.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
it's very quite simple. 8 pi, it's a multiple of 2. I can ignore simply. Aditya, right? So 360 is
Yes,
also pi. I can ignore it. What do you say? So it's going to be 5 pi. 5 pi means I can ignore 4. So it's only be pi minus theta. So how's the trick? Great. For quick solving, so I can simply, whenever I found multiple of 2 pi, I just ignore. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's have a work on 90s angles. Let's go back to 90s movie. So cos 90 minus theta. Very simple.
Sine theta.
Sine theta.
Got it. Sin 90 plus theta. Now ratio will change.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so it means just simply I can write it will become cos theta, it will become sin theta, it will become cot theta, and so on. I need to just see about the sign. Sin 90 plus theta, which quadrant?
Second.
Second.
second quadrant.
Okay. 270 minus theta, which quadrant?
Third.
Third.
Third quadrant.
Cos is negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative.
Got it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Tan 270 minus theta, tan cot. So 270 means third quadrant positive. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
going to be same that in this also you can ignore 2 pi. So it will become only pi by 2. It will become only 3 pi by 2. Agree?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So can I move height? So question is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So find the value of sine square 10 degree, sine square 20 degree, and so on. From all the values that 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, 40 degree, 50 degree, 60, 70, 80, and 90. I can see I know the value of sine 90 degree,
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
and it's going
Yes,
to be
ma'am.
1. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So can you see 10 and 80 are complementary?
Yes, ma'am.
If I write sine 80 degree, I can write it as sine 90 minus 10 degree.
Yes, ma'am.
In the same way, dear friends, 20 and 70 is going to be complementary. 30 and 60 is going to be complementary. 40 and 50 is going to be complementary. So how many of you know very well that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1? So this is 1, 1, second one, third one, fourth one, and 1, 1 is there. How many is the answer? 5 degree, 5 only? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone
Yes,
having
ma'am.
any confusion, let me know. Clear? Okay. Piasa, just look at this. I just need to convert the angles. Got it? So how I can do that? I can write it as sine square 80 degree as sine square 90 minus 10 degree. As we learned that 90 minus 10 sine will become cos square 10 degree. So sine square 10 degree plus cos square 10 degree will become 1 dear.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear now? These are the some observations that you look at here and in your homework, right? How they get converted. These are the basic function values that everyone know. How many of know use these values? Sine 0 degree, sine 30 degree, sine 45 degree. Everyone know very well?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now I need to taught you these conversions. If I have sine 120 degree, dear friends, I can write it in two ways. Either I can write it as sine 90 plus 30, or Aditya may write it as 180 minus 60. Agree?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So it will become cos 30 and it will give you sine 60, right? Cos 30
Yes,
value
ma'am.
is root 3 upon 2. Sine 60 value is root 3 upon 2. It means ultimately answer is going to be the same. Right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
same way, can you work upon 135 degree?
One eighty minus 45.
Okay. So either we can write it as 90 plus 45 or we can write it as 180 minus 45. Clear, dear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are having 210 degree, again you are having two options. Either you must write 180 plus 30 or you can write it 270 minus 60. It means you are having only four values, either 90, either 180, 270, 360. Whatever the value you are having, you have to add or subtract in these four values only. Clear?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So I think everyone's having problem in 1050. Do you want to have a look how to convert? Anyone wants to convert?
In multiple of 360, we have to convert, no?
Yeah.
360 into 3 minus 30.
Okay. See, actually, it's a 3 into 360 degree. That means 108 degree. Okay. So I can write it as 1080 minus 30, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes,
it
ma'am.
gives trouble to many of you that many of you don't know how to convert this. So one very simple thing, I can write it as 720 plus 330. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So 720 is basically 4 pi. It's a multiple of 180 degree. So it's ignored. So it will become sine 330. Sine 330 can be written as sine 360 minus 30. So it will become minus sine 30. Any confusion?
No, ma'am.
If anyone having any doubt, they can tell. Clear? So these
Yes,
are
ma'am.
conversions that you need to do by yourself. You guys will do now. Complete.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So any one question from this that you want that will you will face difficulty in that, then let me know. Let's have a look. In which you need my help so that I can go through that. Just take 2 minutes and go through this part and let me know. Avni, Dheeraj, if Gur Mannat, Gitika, Gaurav, Mahadev, Lohit, Harshal, Piyasa, Sulfikar. So let's have a Vatsal, have a look and let me know. Okay, Piyasa said can do it, ma'am. Anyone face any difficulty in any of the part?
Ma'am, J part.
J. See, just think about the nearest multiple of 6 in 41. So it's going to be 42. I can write it as 7 pi minus pi by 6. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So what was the trick? Just ignore even multiple of pi. So this will look like pi minus 6. So tan of pi minus pi by 6 means you're talking about it will become tan only, pi by 6 only. Then we look, it's the second quadrant, minus tan pi by 6. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubt here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So these are the some values of 120 degree, 135 degree, 150, 180 for your reference. But I guess these will be learned to you by practice only. No, don't need to waste time on these things because you know conversions. Clear? Agree?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay. Now a question is visible to you. Can you guys see? Very long question. 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, 40 degree, and so on. See what you can do. It's a 10 degree, 20 degree, and so on. I just write it and convert in two parts. First 180 degree, another 180 degree. Clear? So can I rewrite it as cos 180 plus 10? Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So it will become minus cos 10 degree and so on. Conversions will occur. Only two angles will be left. That is 180 and 360. 180 is minus 1, cos 360 is 1. So answer is going to be 0. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Any doubt, any confusion till there? Yes or no?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So now we are having some recent PYQs from this last year, 2023. Can you see on your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just to look at that, how this, because if you go through this part, you will say it's the basics of trigonometry, right?
Yes,
Everyone
ma'am.
says that, na? But see, questions came from that part only. Just look at this. 10, 15 degree. And this 195 degree can be written as 180 plus 15. Agree? So 75
Yes, ma'am.
written as 180 minus 75. So tan 15 degree. 180 plus, it means plus tan 15 degree plus 1 upon tan 75 degree. In second quadrant minus 1 upon tan 75 degree. Agree, bachu?
Yes, ma'am.
So this will be cancelled. 2 tan 15 degree. So tan 15 degree value will be told you in next lecture that how we can calculate. Then you can implement on rest everything on in today's lecture. What is it? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
They said it's about a plus 1 upon a. This is actually equals to 2a. It means a is equals to tan 15 degree. So question is talking about tan 15 degree plus cot 15 degree. So tan 15 and cot 15 value we will learn in next session. Then you can put and have the answer. Otherwise, its value is 2 minus root 3 and its value is 2 plus root 3. So they will be cancelled. Your answer is 4. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we are having some graphs of trigonometry. We just need to know how graph look like. Everyone got to know that sine minimum value is -1 and maximum is 1.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
sine 0, 0, sine pi 0, sine 2 pi 0, right? Sine 91, sine 3 pi by 2, then 270 minus 1. So it's a continuous curve look like this. Then cos minimum value -1 to 1. So your graph again goes through -1 to 1 only. Cos 0, 1, cos 90, 0, minus 90, 0. Right, bacho?
Yes, ma'am.
Then tan graph is distorted. Tan graph is distorted because tan 90 is infinity, tan minus 90 is infinity. Only we are having tan 0, 0. Tan pi is 0, tan minus pi by 2 is infinity, 3 pi by 2 is infinity. So can you think about the graph? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
If anyone is having difficulty, then let me know. Na? Ritik, Ronak, Sakshi, Sameer. Okay. Then cot x. Very well known that it's pi by 2. Everyone know na cot 90 is 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these are some your homework questions. Can you see in on your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
These
ma'am.
are the questions from your basics only, right? That you guys need to attempt before next lecture. See? So answer key is given if you find any difficulty in any of the problem. Because with two files, there will be a confusion that there is a DPP file, there is notes file. So you're having one file that contains the question along with that. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So can anyone summarize what was the concept that you learned today?
Trigonometric ratio.
Okay. One said
Allied
ratio.
angles.
Okay. Another said allied angles. Anything else?
Conversions.
Conversions. Okay.
Quadrant trick.
Quadrant. Okay.
Tricks.
Okay. And what was the trick? What was the trick?
Odd and even 90 to
Sign
70.
according to the quadrant.
180, 360.
Okay. So one there was a very major trick. Okay, wow, Piazza said odd and even functions also. Great, great, great. Anything else? Odd and even functions. Trick. And one was most important trick that help us to solve the question. To ignore something. What was the trick? Ignore even multiple of.
Pi.
Pi.
Five.
Okay. So everyone's got to know how to implement these all the topics and tricks related to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know the PYQs, that how it can be implemented in PYQs also. It was a question in 2023 only. Okay, I will suggest 4 names. They need to answer for this question. Ready? This is for Avni. This is for Aryan. Okay. Then this is for Lohit. And this is for Sulfikar. Just take 2 minutes and then start answering for the questions. Avni, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the answer?
Root 3 by 2.
Root 3 by 2. It means you just convert it as pi plus pi by 3?
Yes,
Pi
ma'am.
minus pi by 3, right? Okay, Rm,
Ma'am, 1 by root 2.
1 by root 2. Lohit,
minus 1 by 2.
okay. So which quadrant you're talking about, Lohit?
180 minus 30.
Okay, 180 minus 30 means which quadrant?
It's second quadrant. 1 by 2, 1 by 2.
Okay, great. And the Sulfikar?
minus 1 by 2.
Wow, great. All are awesome. So any confusion till there? So I think today's lecture was very clear to you. So in next lecture, what we are going to cover, we will cover compound angles and multiple angles. It means we'll talk about 12 formulas: transformation, compound angle, multiplication to addition, addition to multiplication. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So any confusion till there, any doubt from the whole session, then we can discuss about that. Let me know. Let me show you whole the system. Then you can let me know if I face difficulty in this part.
Okay, ma'am.
Take 2 minutes and let me know if you face any difficulty in any of the concept.
मैम हमें पता कैसे चला कि साइन थीटा की रेंज -1 to 1 है?
ओके, कौन बात कर रहे हैं? Aditya, that will be the session we will take, that conversion from degrees to radian. I will take separately, right? ओके, ये किसका क्वेश्चन था? हिंदी वाला कौन था?
मैम माइन
अच्छा, गुड मन्नत, जो आप बात कर रहे हो ना कि भी पता कैसे चला साइन थीटा की वैल्यू -1 से 1 है। जब साइन थीटा की बहुत सारी वैल्यूज निकाली गई, जैसे आपने यहाँ पे निकाली कि भाई साइन थीटा, जैसे भी आपने देख ही लिया कि साइन थीटा को एक चक्कर घुमाते जाते घुमाते जाते घुमाते जाते, वो वापस उसी क्वाड्रेंट में आ जाता है।
यस मैम।
और जो साइन थीटा की वैल्यू हमने देखी फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट और सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट, तो अल्टीमेटली सेम ही वैल्यू आई, पॉजिटिव आई।
यस मैम।
जब आप थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट में गए तो वहीं पे वो वैल्यूज नेगेटिव हो गई। तो आपकी जो वैल्यू है, आपने जब चेक करा कि भाई मेरी मिनिमम वैल्यू -1 जा रही है और मैक्सिमम 1 जा रही है, इससे आगे मेरे पास कभी कोई वैल्यू आई ही नहीं, तो उस पर क्लॉज लग गया। क्योंकि ये आपका जो ग्राफ है वो भी अपने आप में शो कर रहा है। कैन यू चेक? तो मैंने आपको ग्राफ कराया था ना साइन का, ये ग्राफ अपने आप में बता रहा है कि आपने सारी वैल्यूज पे चेक करा तो वो हमेशा -1 से 1 के बीच में ही वेरी करता रहा, ना इससे अप गया ना इससे डाउन गया। इससे हमें पता चल गया कि इसकी मिनिमम -1 मैक्सिमम 1 है।
ओके मैम।
ठीक है, एनी अदर कंफ्यूजन?
नो मैम।
ओके, सो आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू स्टॉप द रिकॉर्डिंग। अगर किसी को कुछ भी पूछना है, कोई डाउट है स्टिल, तो वी कैन डिस्कस। Oh, thanks, Aditya. Thanks.